fifth and final part of my old house painting. I am Daniel of Earth. For this first part of the painting, I will be using titanium white, Mars black, hooker's green, burnt umber, and yellow oxide. For this first portion of the painting, I will just be working on the bushes and some of the grass in the foreground of the painting. I'm going to start off by adding my base coat of paint for these bushes, and of course I want a variety of greens in there. For these bushes, I'm using the new fan brush that I got. This fan brush is about 3/4 of an inch wide. And then I'm going to add in some white on top of that green for the snow. Now looking back on this portion, I may have added a little bit too much white to those bushes, although that is about what they looked like in the photo that I took. I think a little bit less snow would have been a little bit better, maybe just the snow towards the top of the bushes. Of course, that's a lesson we all have to learn with our painting. We don't have to make things photorealistic, we can just make them as close to real life as we want them to be. Now I'm going to start adding in these little tufts of grass. Just peeking up through the snow there. And another little bush off to the side. Again, I'm using my fan brush for that portion. I'm also going to use my fan brush for some foliage in the background, some briars and some smaller trees back there. And I'm going to go back to my very small few bristle brush for these little tufts of grass. And going in with my flathead brush to just add a little bit of snow to some of those background tree branches. I'm going to finish off that canopy there above the door, adding in that black shingle which has not yet been covered up by the snow because of the overhang of the roof. And then I'm going to add in the posts. and of course, shading under that canopy. And for this next portion, I will be using titanium white, Mars black, light blue violet, hooker's green, burnt umber, and burnt sienna. For this next portion, I will just be working on the tree in the foreground of the painting. I'm going to start out by using my larger flathead brush to get the base down for that tree. As you can see with this tree, my tree painting skills have gotten a little bit better since the last time that I had to do all of those trees in my forest painting. If you haven't seen that yet, I highly recommend you go watch it. I have some information on how to do that painting, and I talk a little bit about who that painting was inspired by. Of course, you can find all these painting videos over on my channel. They are in the Painting Videos playlist. Adding a little bit more color and some shading to that tree. And a few smaller branches. And while I'm working on the tree, I'm going to talk a little bit about the materials that I use for my paintings. Most of my canvases I just get at Michael's. I usually prep them. I make sure they're nice and taut by spraying some water on the back, just very lightly. I have one of those continuous sprayers, and I just spray a little bit of water on the back about a day before I want to start painting. For most of these paintings, I just use Liquitex's Basics acrylic paint. I know there are more expensive, better paints out there, but these are pretty cheap and they do a good job. And most of my brushes I also get from Michael's, along with my canvases and with the paint. If you're just starting out, they sell nice packs of them that give you a little bit of a variety. I like to use my flathead brushes a lot, and it's always useful to have a fan brush, but you can get by without those. One of the other brushes you definitely want to make sure you have is a small detail brush with just a few bristles. I use those a lot, along with these flathead brushes. And you can see in the painting I'm just going in and adding some snow to that tree. For the snow on the tree, I'm just using a little bit of dirtied up white, and I'm just using a little bit of a dabbing motion to make the snow look a little bit less like it's just being put down as paint, but more that it's fluffier. Adding another tree in the foreground here. Over on the right side. And then I'll go back in and put a little bit of snow on this tree as well. Again, just using that flathead brush for this entire tree and for the snow. Adding a little bit more grass while I wait for that tree to dry. Some of that fluffier grass and not so much of the just little sparse pieces that come up through the snow. That's all the time I have for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're interested, please watch this series from the beginning. I have more videos like this over on my channel, like I said before, in the painting videos playlist. If you enjoyed, please press that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. And as always, ring that bell to make sure you know when my next video will be coming out. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.